from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city. We will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Good holiday Monday morning, everybody. You're taking a live look in Washington, D.C. of the Dr. Martin Luther King Monument as people prepare for all sorts of walks across the nation here on this holiday Monday morning. I'm Ryan O'Donnell. I am out here in downtown Phoenix near Jefferson and 15th Street as the annual Martin Luther King Walk is about to take off here. We are listening to a prayer by one of the reverends here before we walk down the streets and end up over at Hance T Park. I would say there's probably a good couple thousand people out here, including Mayor Stanton from the city of Phoenix. We will be walking along through the downtown streets of Phoenix here. Some people carrying signs, some people carrying a torch. In fact, we've got this group that is going to carry the torch all the way to Hance Park. And when we get to Hance Park, there's going to be a huge celebration there honoring the late Dr. Martin Luther King. Now, I actually want to walk up and talk to a couple people about what does today mean for you?
Very special day for all Americans. Most importantly, equality. Equality for all of us. This is what we've been fighting for years, and this is Dr. King's dream. So it's very special, which is why I take the time to volunteer every year, so I can always remember that. And the reason where I'm at today is because of that equality and that dream, and I'm continuing to live it.
How do you think that dream is being presented out to our youth today?
It's presented enough? Not enough. It's never enough as far as I'm concerned. We need to do a better job of still getting it out to the youth. We need to do a better job of doing our mentoring. I do help run a mentoring program through my organization, my fraternity, the Omega Youth Leadership Academy with Larry Ross. It's very important that we get that out to the new generation so that they don't become, shall we say, lost in the sauce.
Lost in the sauce. That's a good one. Tell me about the torch on this walk today.
Well,
what does that represent?
It represents endurance, perseverance, and keeping the dream going, the eternal flame.
Thank you for joining us this morning. Tell me about, what do you think about Martin Luther King? What does that mean to you today?
Man, all it means is just that he's a real great man for helping us out and being the person that help us out and be the, I don't know, man, he just helped us out real good, man, because I'm free, you feel me?
Okay, what about you over here? What does it mean today to you?
I agree with the same thing he said. I think Martin Luther King made a really great impact on the U.S. by helping us, realize that everybody should be equal.
What does Martin Luther King Day mean to you?
It means a time for celebrating the freedoms that we have and being with family and friends.
Very good. And that's what it's all about. And then everybody will be joining again, as I mentioned, down at Hance Park, a big celebration of just fun, friendship, and remembering the late Dr. Martin Luther King. Guys, back to you.
And here is that march we started our 9 o'clock hour with. These live pictures coming from the Fort McDowell Casino News Chopper. Hundreds of people hitting the streets of Phoenix to march in honor of Dr. King. That march kicked off about 20 minutes ago. It will end at Margaret T. Hance Park. Hang on, Arizona. We will be right back.
And hundreds of people taking to the streets in Phoenix to march in honor of Martin Luther King on this MLK Day. The march kicked off about 30 minutes ago and will end at Margaret T. Hance Park. We've got more Good Morning Arizona, the final 30 minutes coming up right after this.